Hi, this is Ingrid from Quiltessential Co, and we're ready to do August block of the month. I must be thinking about summer because here are cantaloupes and a beautiful quilt that we custom quilted with the brightly blooming panel, and cantaloupe is the color of the year, obviously. So let's go cut out our block. So now we're going to cut out. So A, 3.5-inch strip, nice and boring. B, 3.5-inch strip. Use your quick trim ruler because it will be quicker. Then you're going to cut out C, 3.5-inch square. D and E are 1.5-inch squares, and you need 4 of them. And then when it comes to F, you're doing 3.5-inch squares again. And now we're going to sew. So first of all, we're going to cut A with our Sidekick ruler. This is put out by Jaybird Quilting, and we're using the red instructions from your booklet, and we're cutting a 60-degree triangle. You can either trim on this side and flip the fabric round. I'm a little bit lazy, so I like to do this. And you have a rotating mat, so you could even rotate your mat. So once you've got your first piece cut, flip your ruler, using the 3.5 line on the bottom and your side angle, and you're going to go across and you're going to keep cutting, and you're going to make 4 of these. So there you go, you need 4 A's, and they're all with your 60-degree angle. Now you've got those to one side. Here is your B. You can either fold it right sides together or wrong sides together, doesn't matter which. I usually press this because I don't want it to flip around and move while I'm cutting, and you are going to make sure that this side angle is nice and square. And then you're going to use your triangles with the orange instructions, and you're going to cut half square, or half triangles rather, and you're going to use the 3.5-inch line here and a straight on the edge, and you cut and you rotate, always with the 3.5-inch line on the bottom. And you need 4 sets of these, and then we're going to sew them with our A. So we're going to cut these out, and then we're going to sew 2 B's on either side of your A. So when you've got these together, here's A, here's B, make sure you flip them over and line up with your point sticking over the edge. Line this up with the edge on here, and so you're going to sew straight down here 1/4 inch, and then you will flip it back. Once you've done that, the other one, you are going to put your point right on top of the point below and line that edge up, and you sew 1/4 inch all the way down here, and you're pressing them both to B, away from A. Now we're going to straighten up the edges and make this the correct size. So I'm going to use today my Stripology squared mini ruler by Creative Grids. If you're interested in looking at this later on, you can look on our website. The link will be below. And I'm going to trim this up to 3.5. You can also use your quick trim ruler or any other ruler that you have. I've put my solid line right on the top of my triangle, and I'm putting my 3.5-inch lines on either side. Here's the bottom, here's the top. So it's easy to do. You just put this in here, trim up the side, and trim up the side. So trim up your blocks because they need to be 3.5 inches, and they'll look like this. Now we're going to place our D and E pieces on here. You can do it traditionally, or you can do it with the folded corner clipper. We're putting D right here, and we're putting E right here, right on the corner, not on the one with the tip, right on the wide corner of your block. Traditionally, you would just take your ruler and you would mark across with a pen like this, Just mark across and sew on the line and flip it back. If you have a folded corner clipper, which a lot of you do, you just put your 1.5 inch line on your block, trim off the corner and sew it down, and do the same thing with this one. So I'm just going to put this on here and trim this off and sew those down, and I'll meet you back after I've sewn them. So now I've got my D and my E on here with my folded corner clipper. It's quite easy to do, just sew across, and that is your unit right in here. And all you're going to do is join the rows together like I told you in your pattern, with your C in the middle and your F on the outside. Isn't that a cute little block? It's got this little star thing going on in there and diamonds. And I know that when we have another block next to it, we're going to have a really cool design if we make a whole quilt out of the same block. Well guys, if you found this video useful, please leave us a like and click subscribe for future content. This has been Ingrid from Quiltessential Co, and thanks for sewing with me today, and we'll see you again soon.